Hey Agnes, how you doing today? So in today's episode of Strippers Book Club by Queen of the Fucking World, I am of course self-titled, but this whole series is about being fierce and unleashing your inner queen. Now obviously queen is a non-binary term because it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or however you choose to identify, and equally who the hell you choose to sleep with. It's all about us educating ourselves and pushing our lives forward, living and growing and being a queen, right? And fighting for others. So today in Strippers Book Club, I'm going to be singing a song as always. And today it's going to be on my bass. And my Fender jazz, love it. And also I'm going to finish my story about Rabbie Burns and Nancy Agnes Craig. So we've done the first two bits of it, but if you haven't seen the previous, it's fine because it just stands alone. So, once upon a time, Nancy had met up with Rabbie Burns, the great Robert Burns, who of course wrote Auld Lang Syne, the words and so much amazing poetry and song. And she knew he was an absolute playboy. I mean, in Edinburgh, he was the guy. He was kind of like the Justin Bieber, only he had more sex, or at least people knew about it more, let's put it that way. Now the thing is, eventually they were writing a lot of letters to each other. There's a whole series called the Calendar Letters because that's how we used to refer to her because she was married at the time. But she was not going to sleep with him. Even though he was writing the most exquisite poetry to her, she was not going to sleep with him because she knew how much he was getting around. And then he decided, hi honey. Then Robert Burns decided, while trying to seduce his lady, Nancy Agnes Craig, he decided to instead sleep with her servant. Now her servant was this lady who was literally delivering the love letters back and forward, but Robert Burns could not keep his pants on. And then Robert Burns decided to go back to his pregnant ex-lover. So Nancy Agnes was kind of pissed off about this. She thought in the past that she'd discovered her prince, went with her first husband, and now she's hanging out with the great Robert Burns of 18th century fame. And he died in 1791. Yeah, 1791, I'm pretty sure it is. Or maybe 1796, but it's definitely 5 years within that. And but he was just not having it because Robert Burns, because she wouldn't sleep with him, he was just getting around. So Nancy Agnes Craig, she decided she was going to go back and find her old husband. Now her husband was sitting out all the way over in Jamaica. He had some lands there. So just as Nancy was about to sail off from Edinburgh all the way over to Jamaica, Robert Burns wrote one of his most famous poems, indeed songs, for her called One Fond Kiss. Nice to have her. Hello, Vim Bailey. How are you doing? So you may have heard of this by Robert Burns. The poem, and he turned it into a song, goes, I'll just sing an extract, goes like this. One fond kiss, and then we sever. Last goodbye, alas, forever. I'll ne'er be blamed for my partial fancy. Nothing could resist my Nancy. For to see her is to love her, love but her, and love forever. The thing is about Robert Burns is, as much as you're crazy about Nancy Agnes Craig, he just couldn't keep his pants on with other people. And he wrote some pretty amazing things like that one. Anyway, Nancy Agnes Craig, she sailed all the way over to Jamaica to find her husband who was living there, even though she was over here in Edinburgh. And she found out that, well, her husband had actually taken up with one of his slave mistress and they had a child. So on the very ship Nancy Agnes had sailed all the way over to Jamaica, she sailed all the way back to Edinburgh and spent the rest of her life, well, charmless and devout, according to Sir Walter Scott. Now, Sir Walter Scott had met Nancy Agnes and Robert Burns at the beginning of their love affair. And he was like, he'd written about what an amazing affair these two had had. And now he's saying that Nancy, at the end of her life, was charmless and devout. I mean, this is a woman who had been completely brought down by love, because Nancy Agnes, you know, she was described by Robert Burns as having more wit, and charm than the assassination stiletto of a Sicilian bandit. She was so amazingly charming and beautiful and witty, and yet love took her down. I mean, Nancy never forgot Robert Burns. She never did. For the rest of her life, she would talk about him, and he died a few years after. And she'd always remember Robert Burns and talk about it. But yeah, she got taken down by love. So don't you get taken down by love. So this is a little short cover of a song you definitely know. Now I use the pronoun D because, to be honest, this is a non-binary show. It doesn't matter if people are male or female, who they're sleeping with, right? It's all about love is love. So this is how I feel Nancy Agnes felt when she, the whole Robert could not keeping his trousers on. So, bang bang, D shot me down, bang bang, D hit the ground, bang bang, that awful sound, bang bang, my baby shot me down. I was 5 and he was 6. We rode on horses made of sticks. D wore black and I wore white. D would always win the fight. Bang bang, D shot me down, bang bang. D, oh, I hit the ground, bang bang. That awful sound, bang bang, my baby shot me down. We grew up and I called D mine. We would always laugh and love. He would laugh and remember and say, remember when we used to play, bang bang. I shot you down, bang bang. I hit the ground, bang bang. That awful sound, bang bang. My baby shot me down. Now he's gone, I don't know why. I still think of him and cry. He didn't take the time to say goodbye. He didn't take the time to lie, bang bang. He shot me down, bang bang. I hit the ground, bang bang. That awful sound, bang bang. My baby shot me down. So thank you for watching today. And tomorrow in Strippers Book Club, we're going to talk about Lady Macbeth and that very famous monologue of hers, and how that really reflects in sexual politics of then and now, to be honest. And in fact, I'll be playing a Metallica type bass line with my Lady M. And so I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be in Queen of the fucking World. Unleash your inner queen. Hope you're free. Bye, honeys.